have a confession that I have been holding off on speaking on, and with the desire to keep it to myself and, pop out with the news once success come my way. But it's just heavy on my chest today as I woke up reading this Japanese secret to a long life, Ikigai. It reminded me of just why I quit my job. I quit my job back in January of 2025 at the top of the year. I quit it because I couldn't face another day in that building. I quit it just months after I received an amazing promotion as an aircraft quality inspector at Boeing Company. I quit it just when it seems the world might have seen me as elevating or going up on the chain or getting better. But I was unhappy. I realized that no matter what position I get, I realized no matter what I'm doing, I was not happy. I was not fulfilled. And as I read this book, Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long life, it just speaks a lot on how most tribes in Japan did what they loved for a living. And that's why they had long lives. They did what they loved for a living, so it wasn't a such thing as retirement. They did what they loved for a living, so it wasn't a thing to be burnt out and broke down and depressed and going through cycles. As humans, we are ritualistic people, and I just think it's a crock of bullshit. Excuse me. I just think it's messed up how some way, somehow, this nation has made it a ritual to wake up each morning, clock into a company who don't really care about you, you don't really care about it, and just working like a robot, working like... I quit my job. I'm finally saying it out loud. And since I quit my job, I have found the most freedom, the most joy I have ever found. I've been in so much peace. I quit my job without a real plan. I quit my job without tons of savings. I quit my job purely on faith and me trusting myself, trusting that this is what God told me to do. And it's funny because the day that I decided that I was going to leave Boeing was after, it was right after a Christmas break. So I've already had 2 weeks off of just enjoying my peace. I get back into work, and I'm just like looking around me. I'm observing the people. I'm looking at my supervisor. He's the one who really helps me push this, because I'm observing his mannerisms and, the type of person he is. And I'm like, why am I working under somebody like this? I'm better than this. Even with the promotion, this amazing promotion that most people admired and envied me for, I said to myself, I'm better than this. Who am I? I put myself on a pedestal to be working beneath people who act and move like this fella does. He was not a good human being. And I've just noticed work just isn't for people. The clock in just is not for people. I've worked many places. I've traveled, I've worked, I've made good money, and I've never been satisfied. I've never been as satisfied as I have finding peace within myself, finding my true happiness. I've tapped into so many talents. I'm an amazing dancer. I know how to sing and create music. I'm like a music Pandora box. Tunes and things just come to me. I found a passion for nature and taking things easy and slow and running. I never thought that I would be the type of girl who wake up and go for jogs, who make it my priority to go out and run. Whoever thought that I would be planning to join a marathon one day? When I quit that job, I found myself. And that is more valuable than any paycheck can ever pay me. I found out how to love myself, how to take it easy, how to endure myself. I take more baths. I wake up at peace. This feeling is untouched. And while I don't know what's next for me, I don't know, that can weigh you down. You know, that can stress you out, not knowing how your bills are going to get paid next when the money's starting to run low. This is the phase I'm at now. Concerned with my livelihood, and this is what's driving me to make this video, to just encourage people to still take that leap out on faith and show my process, because even though I am growing weary and how I'm going to maintain this beautiful lifestyle I've created for myself, I trust myself. I trust in God. I trust that I am one with God and my needs will always be provided for. Excuse me. I release what doesn't serve me. It's a lot of burps coming out. I trust in my spiritual team that led me. I remember the day, I didn't finish this. I remember the day mentally when I finally decided, okay, I'm about to plan to quit. By next week, I'm going to be gone. Like, I'm going to get them a little notice. I'm going to be gone. And I went to the restroom because I was so overwhelmed mentally by energy. Like, I even at the beginning of this year, like, I jumped so many timelines. I've shifted into this being where I couldn't bear being around people who think low vibrationally, whose energy was low, because it just did something to my spirit. I couldn't bear it anymore. So working beneath this supervisor and seeing all these people, I went to the restroom, and for the dramatics, I slid down that wall. I prayed and I slid down the wall. I fake cried, but I knew when I was sliding down that this was something that was going to change my life, and it has. So I don't regret it, not one bit. I trust in myself. I trust in my spiritual team. I trust in God. I trust that my steps are being ordained and my needs are provided for. I trust that there will be a way. I quit my job and I have never been happier. I hadn't shared the information with anyone because I don't want anyone putting their judgments or their critiques on it. But I quit my job and I'm finally releasing it to YouTube. And it feels so good. And I'm just making this video to show my process, to show the steps, and to show you that how I'm about to evolve and make lemonade out of the lemons that were gifted to me. How I'm going to make a way. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to learn. I'm going to become the woman of my dreams. I'm going to become that entrepreneur. I'm going to become that influencer, the really impactful influencer that I have been manifesting. I'm going to make my dreams happen with this job, with me leaving this job. I'm not going to let it go forsaken. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me get that off my chest. I hope that it got to you any way that it was supposed to, if this video reached you. And you have a beautiful, abundant day, because I am sitting here having me one. I woke up this morning. I had quite a little headache. I had me some tea. I was going to rush straight on the, usually I wake up and try to meditate. But you know, with TikTok, they want you to post by 7 o'clock. And that's what had me thinking about a job. Like, I don't want to do that either. So I didn't do it. I didn't rush to TikTok to post because I don't want to overconsume that early. I'd rather meditate, read. I'd rather start my book. I'd rather ground myself and check my temperature for the day and put a gauge on how my day is going to look, instead of rushing into the internet, what leads you to comparison, to, you know, wishing and dreaming and, you know, all of these other things. And so that's why I said this. You have a beautiful, abundant day. You make it a good one. You be productive and do what you like. And I ain't saying quit your job if you ain't ready, but do what make you happy. Find joy, find peace, find those present moments throughout your day. Peace. Bye-bye.